His name was Ion. He wasn't the strongest boy in his town, he wasn't the fastest, and he definitely wasn't the most confident. But he had one dream: to climb the highest mountain in the world, Mount Everest. People laughed when he first said it. "You?" they said. "You can't even finish a 5-mile hike. You're afraid of heights. You don't belong in the mountains." But sometimes the loudest doubts come from the quietest fears, and Ion had plenty of both. The beginning. Ion grew up in a small town where winters were cold and dreams were small. Most people worked ordinary jobs. Most people lived ordinary lives. But during snowstorms, Ion would sit by his bedroom window, staring at the distant white peaks, and he would whisper, "One day I'll stand above the clouds." At 18, he made a decision that changed everything. He began training. Every morning before sunrise, he ran through icy streets. Every evening, he carried heavy backpacks up steep hills until his legs burned. He studied survival techniques. He learned about frostbite, avalanches, altitude sickness. He realized something important. Climbing Mount Everest wasn't just about strength, it was about survival. The first failure. At 22, Ion attempted his first real mountain, not Everest, but a smaller peak in the Rockies. Halfway up, a sudden snowstorm hit. The wind howled. Visibility disappeared. His fingers went numb. Fear whispered, "What are you doing here? You're not built for this. Go home." And he did. He turned back. That day, the mountain defeated him. When he returned home, people smiled quietly. "See, we told you." That hurt more than the cold ever did. The decision. For weeks, Ion questioned himself. Maybe they were right. Maybe he wasn't meant for greatness. Maybe dreams were just dreams. Then one night, he watched a documentary about climbers who reached the summit of Mount Everest. They weren't superheroes. They were ordinary people who refused to quit. And something inside him changed. He realized the mountain wasn't his enemy. His fear was. The preparation. For the next 4 years, Ion trained harder than ever before. He strengthened his body, but more importantly, he strengthened his mind. He meditated in freezing temperatures. He trained during storms on purpose. He practiced staying calm when oxygen levels dropped. He failed again and again, but this time he didn't quit. Every failure became fuel. Every doubt became motivation. The final climb. At 26 years old, Ion stood at the base of Mount Everest, 29,032 feet of ice, rock, and danger. The climb began. Days passed, then weeks. He crossed dangerous ice falls. He climbed near vertical walls of frozen rock. He watched other climbers turn back. Then came the storm. For 36 hours, his team was trapped inside a small tent. The wind screamed like it wanted them gone. Inside that tent, Ion faced his greatest battle, not with the mountain, with himself. His body was exhausted. His oxygen tank felt heavier with each breath. His fingers burned from frostbite. And the voice returned. "Turn back. You've done enough. No one will blame you." But then he remembered something his grandfather once told him. If you quit once, quitting becomes a habit. If you push once, courage becomes a habit. So he pushed. The summit push. On summit day, temperatures dropped below -20 degrees. Each step felt impossible. 10 steps. Stop. Breathe. 10 more steps. Stop. Breathe. His lungs burned. His vision blurred. But he kept moving. And then the slope leveled. The sky opened. The clouds were beneath him. He had reached the summit of Mount Everest, the highest point on Earth. The moment. Ion didn't scream. He didn't jump. He simply stood there, tears freezing on his cheeks. All the doubt, all the laughter, all the failures, they had led to this moment. He wasn't standing above the world. He was standing above the version of himself who once believed he couldn't. The lesson. When Ion returned home, people saw him differently, but more importantly, he saw himself differently. He understood something most people never do. The mountain in front of you is never the real mountain. The real mountain is inside you, your fear, your excuses, your comfort zone. And the only way to reach your summit is to keep climbing, even when the storm tells you to stop. So if you're facing your own mountain right now, if life feels cold, steep, impossible, remember Ion. Remember that the world's highest peak was once just a distant dream seen through a small bedroom window. And the only difference between those who stand at the top and those who don't is that they kept climbing.